Yeah,
This is the coolest show in the history of television.
yeah. It's the coolest show in the history of television. Yeah.
Well, welcome to your weekly dose of lightsabers, infinity stones, and all things plastic. I am one of your hosts, Dave.
And hello, I'm Kevin. And this is episode 54 of the Toy Aisle podcast, Dave. That is incredible. I can't believe that we're 54 episodes into this. We passed the year mark and we're continuing to do great things. But it's not without everybody's help that is listening on the podcast airwaves, as well as those that are live with us on YouTube. But we need your help. It's a little CTA, housekeeping. If you have listened to us on the podcast, or if you're listening right now and you have never left us a review, would you please give us those 5 stars? Would you please let us know how good we are? We have very low self-esteem and we need to hear great things from you. So please help us with that on the podcast waves. And if you're here watching us on YouTube right now, please go ahead and give us a presumptive like, because the show is going to be freaking rad. And then also make sure to subscribe if you're not done so already, because we're trying to boost our audience, Dave. That is what we're going for here.
Yep.
But I love our crew, and I love, the faithful listeners and podcasters out there. This is going to be a good one, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. It's exciting. I mean, back to like what you just pointed out, like, getting a little community. I like just, interacting with the boys and girls, that are supporters. We might even do like a Discord. I know we had one fellow messaged us and was like, you guys should do like a Facebook group thing. And I don't know, are you a Facebook guy?
I don't do Facebook, man. I feel like it's kind of for the old grandmas and the old ladies out there. And okay, so true story. When I moved into our new home here, there was like a HOA Facebook page, and I have a Facebook page, I post my toy photos to and things like that, and just to check up, on buy sell threads and such.
Okay.
So I have one, but I don't have a following. And so I joined Facebook to join that HOA. And man, I'll tell you, I was a part of it for about 30 minutes and I unsubscribed from it because hearing all the chatty moms and Karens out there complaining about people's grass and dog crap, I'm like, man, I don't need any of this. So that's why I stay away from Facebook a little bit. But I know that there is a great market for people on Facebook. So, I mean, like I said, Facebook is toxic. I agree. It is a cesspool, but we don't want to cut off any outlets. So anything is on the table.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I'm kind of with you on the whole Facebook thing, but our pals over at Sneaker Peek podcast, they just rolled out a Discord, and
I would love to shoot the shit on a Discord.
Yeah. I've only had some exposure on Discord, with some other groups, but I'm part of the YHS has a Discord. It's very like they just have one channel, and I kind of like it when it's like simple like that. And then this Sneaker Peek guys, they have it like broken out, so like sections for everything, like leaks, new releases, you name it. They even have like a toy talk channel like on the Sneaker Peek Discord.
Nice.
I think we could kind of do some fun stuff if we decided to go that route. So I mean, stay tuned on that. We might be rolling out a Discord if you guys like bullshitting with us all the time and just kind of helping grow the community. But one thing I'm pretty excited about, so let's hop into the Jedi Council, shall we?
Let's roll.
All right, so I went to a toy show this weekend.
Hell yeah!
I went to my favorite, shout out Polar Bear Collectibles. Talk about them all the time. They're a pretty new shop, and they're a smaller shop from some of the other toy shows that we have in the greater Phoenix area here. But it's got like all the right shit. Like it's it's like the toy shop that you want. Like, you know, it might not be as big as some of these other ones, but they got like the stuff that you're looking
So
for.
all the itches are scratched.
Exactly, man. I
Yeah.
mean, like if you want some like mint on card legends, they got you. If you want to like dig through the loose bins, they got you. So, and it's just they're both the guys that run that joint are just awesome. So again, shout out Polar Bear Collectibles, but they threw down their first toy show, and I took Connor to his first toy show.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
He was so funny. He was like, you know, his eyes like, you're like, where are we going? And I'm like, we're going to like a toy show. And he just didn't, you know, he didn't really quite understand what that was. It was, you know, we're getting ready to like walk into like kind of a big warehouse kind of building. And so he was just not understanding, you know, and he was just like wanting like new stuff, like, oh, let's go to Target and go down, you know, like where the Lego section is on the toy aisle. And I'm like, bro, it's not really like that. We're gonna go digging through like, you know, dollar bins and
just
like
like
that.
Get your hands dirty type of thing, you know. The more stuff that you can shit around with, I mean, that's what it's all about. But I'm assuming, did he come home with a haul? Did you come home with a haul? Okay.
Oh yeah, he got more stuff than I did. And like, case in point, like, you know, we're just like I don't even know. This is Toy Biz, Marvel.
Is that Queen Brood or something?
That's what I kind of thought at first until I had to do some research on it. But it's this from a Scorpion 2-pack, you know, Toy Biz 1997. So like it came with this, and like his tail has this like net.
Oh, which sick. Okay, that's
pretty
lit.
cool. Like, and it rolls, and like, how cool were toys back then? You know what I mean?
Cooler than today.
Yeah, it came with like a, you know, 3 3/4 Scorpion figure. So, you know, he grabbed this, and he grabbed like a bunch of other little things. Shout out Mighty Mouse. He gave Connor a little Hot Wheels Land Cruiser deal, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, dude, he got a few other things, and we'll get into it, like what I got. I don't think I posted it, but yeah, I had a good time. It was a good vibe.
I don't know if you actually posted it. I remember you texted
I
it to
sent
me.
it to you though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I posted it then, but yeah, we'll go over that here. But it was a fun show. They're doing another one the day before Halloween, which I'm excited about.
Ooh, I love spooky toy shows. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, and dude, they even had like a couple, like some like horror type. You know,
were there any werepups? I have to ask.
No werepups. Did you pre-order that? I know
No,
you and Amy are discussing.
Yes, we are discussing. She gave me the thumbs up if I wanted to, but as I said, if and when I think it does ship, Replay Toys is going to have it, and if I see it in the flesh and it's cool enough, I will get it and bring it home.
Yeah, so that's going to have to be like you see it.
It has to be
or
in
you
purchase,
see one. You see someone that maybe has one, then you might order it.
Well, we even saw the video, you know, of the werepup in New York, I suppose, in the baby carriage.
That was hilarious.
I mean, it was awesome. But yeah, if you missed the show last week, please check that out. I haven't posted a small little snippet on the Instagram of us talking about those $400 werepups, which are fire. But unfortunately, I guess you didn't have those at the toy show this week.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that video of how that lady makes them and everything, and you know how there's like, it's not just, you know, like horror related, you know, fans that want to buy them. It's like people that are like, you know, there might be like the art people that just think it's, you know, kind of cute, and then there might be people like you and me that like do it for the gag effect, right?
It definitely falls under the label of curiosity.
Yeah. Yep.
We have there's this it's called Hail Dark Aesthetics. Your like dark curiosities here in Nashville, which is a really sick store by the way. A lot of like metalheads and stuff go there and like check it out. But anyway, I can see one of those being there eventually.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's like got Ozfest, you know, all over it, kind of vibe, you know. But all right, man. And then what did you do this weekend, man? You went to a show, right?
I did, man. I actually, and I'd forgotten how good it was to be back at the movies. And we actually went to the movies, and it was awesome, man. We got there and we didn't even really kind of like know what to do, I guess, because it's so odd. We walk in and we got our tickets from the concession stand, which I'm like, that's cool. And so you're there and you're like, do I buy a drink? Do I get a popcorn? Do I take this whole experience? And so naturally, I was like, please, large Diet Pepsi to go on my way here, and a little thing of M&Ms. And so we got there, and I think it's all standard now to where all of them have the recliner seats. So we got in there and had the recliner seats, and started vibing. And once the trailer started hitting, I'm like, this is some good stuff. I miss seeing the trailers. I miss being in the movie theater. And whenever I go with Amy, it's got to be something that she approves to watch with me. She doesn't go to see all the ones I want. So we ended up seeing the M. Night Shyamalan's Old, which was actually pretty good. Oh,
that's out.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got your typical M. Night Shyamalan twist to where you always, at the end, have to question everything. And then
what did I just watch kind of thing?
Yeah, and this one, I think, gives you an opportunity to have like a deep discussion on whether or not what was happening, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy in that situation.
Great.
Without spoiling everything. But it's a very good film, and it does a great job, good pacing. So check that one out. That's not bad.
That's on my watch list. I I think it just came out last weekend then, right?
Yes,
you saw it opening weekend then. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he hasn't done a film in a while, I don't believe. So I'm excited to watch that one. I wanted to answer, Dave Partridge had a comment here. Yeah, he's going to the Kansas City Comic Con. How is that one? I haven't heard much of like the Kansas City. I know more the other Midwest kind of areas, like the Great Ohio Toy Show seems to be one that like I always hear about. Like that's one that I want to go to just because I've been seeing people going.
Uncle Tim can hook you up, my brother. I told you.
That's right. Yeah. He goes to that one, but I'm sure the Kansas City one's got to be pretty good. But okay, well that's cool. So Old, man. So what would you give that as like an ABC type grade?
Yeah, and I think you need to start throwing out all the Rotten Tomato meter stuff out there, because none of that stuff is right. All the critic reviews gave it like a 48, I think, and such. I give it like a good 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Okay, very cool.
It's not Signs, it's not Sixth Sense, but it's probably one of his better ones for sure.
Nice. Richie, LA Comic Con, you're going to that, right? Yeah, that one, the LA one looks good. This is the first thing that LA's done since pandemic, so I'm sure people will be getting thirsty to go to that one. I won't. I did see Disney just revealed, and I think Richie, you got are going to jump on that. They brought the AP passes back for Disneyland people and Disney World people. I think in a couple days you can get annual passes again.
Oh wow, that's a huge win. Is that for California and Florida?
Yep, and it's you can get, like, you and I could get an AP pass. Like, it's not just like, I think they had like one level. It's like they're calling it like a Magic Key program, and like the lower level, like the real cheap level, I think that was like California residents only. But the other ones, like you and I could another outside of those states, we could get those passes. But it's just if you're willing to go, you got to get your money's worth, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely have to drink around the world.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some pickups. So get going here. And yeah, dude, I got some good shit. So what do you got? Do you got a lot of stuff? Do you got one or two things? What do you got?
I have one for show and tell. Okay. And for those watching, it said tipping the scales as opposed to pickups.
Oh, shit. Well, that's
no worries. Just in case people were wondering. So yes, I have one thing I want to show you, because Dave, I may be in possession of the figure of the year for 2021.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So as I told you that we had some things held up in customs, things taking a little bit longer.
This is the custom, the customs. Yeah.
Right. The one that was stuck. And so it finally came in. We had a few things come in from Hong Kong, and this is one of them. So I would love to share with you the 2021 possible figure of the year, but I was able to get Rescue in, the Mark 49, the blue hot suits. That was pretty cool. Got my Coruscant Guard. Looks great next to the Emperor. Got that taken care of. But here you go. Figure of the year. Do you have a guess of what it is?
I'm trying to think of what all is coming. You already have your 501st. Oh, it is Mysterio. Okay.
Mysterio is by far going to be figure of the year. This thing is incredible. It's got, I'm not sure if you've seen any of the reviews on this thing yet, but this is absolutely a flawless piece. Let me go ahead and show that to you there. This little drone is from the Spider-Man, so that one he doesn't come with a drone. I guess that's the one thing.
Drones,
right? Yeah, the damn drones. But that one's from Spider-Man. But I mean, just there is like a light up feature in the helmet. There is like a cloud underneath the helmet, which I mean, it's just visually absolutely gorgeous. And if you take a black light to this, which I don't have, all these little things light up, and you can see all the different like black light pieces. Super articulated. It's cool. Beautiful. And the bonus is the Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt, which is fantastic, and it looks gorgeous. And when you put the Edith glasses on it, it looks just like him. I actually have it preview. I'm going to show you here because I was gonna post this, but I hadn't. I was going to actually give you the actual. Here you go. But this is what it looks like when you got the glasses on. I'm going to post that on the Instagram. But the Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt looks great. And it comes with these really cool little fog smoke effects too.
Yeah, it's like the Legend did.
Yeah, you got a bunch of shit. And so great figure. It's a contender for a figure of the year for sure.
Okay. Dude, I can't wait to. Are you kind of keeping up with your lists? As far as like figure of the year, because like I when we did the halfway year show, I'm kind of like gonna just add those and then add all the stuff on the second half of the year, and then kind of figure out like what my new top 10 is going to be. But
yeah, I think we'll need to talk on the logistics if we're going to do an additional 10 and then the top 10 of them all. But I think hands down, I mean, this is top 3 easy. I know there's a few other releases obviously coming, but this is top 10 for sure.
Did it have like a light up effect at all?
It does, but I don't like my batteries because I don't like them to corrode. But yeah, it would light up, and the
dome, right?
The dome would light up, and as I said, if you take a black light to it, all the little gadgets and gadgets, and even the cape, it's got like some special symbols in the cape that show under the black light, which is pretty cool.
That's sick, man. You should just go to like Ace Hardware and get one of those little black light handheld ones.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I just need a quick little thing just to kind of show it and use it. So yeah, man, we'll do that.
We do that. I got a bunch of those, and I just get drunk at the cabin and go looking for scorpions and light them on fire.
Oh, sick, man! I need to go out with you to the cabin eventually just to do some crazy shit with you.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let me let my dog in. Okay, there you go, Nogi. All right. So pickups for me, dude. So I'll show. Well, I already showed you what I got the toy show, but I'll show everyone else. So
right. This is
I had a couple, on the back burner figures that I wanted to get. So Marvel Legends, the doppelganger, Spider-Man. So he's going to join my ranks. I mean, I got to have almost every single goddamn Marvel Legend Spider-Man at this point. I think I'm missing like, it's got to be less than 6. So my Spider-Man collection is pretty on point. And then this is kind of what I'm the most like stoked on. I've been looking for the OG kind of promotional glassware from Star Wars, like the Burger King one.
Yeah, those are so cool, man. They don't do much like that anymore.
And dude, they're just, when you do find them, they're super faded. They've been ran through the dishwasher a million times.
As hell.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen them maybe once or twice, like at Goodwill, but they're just in like shitty condition. Dude, so I found a guy at this toy show that he had like kind of a crazy story of finding some dead stock, like a box of dead stock of the Burger King glasses from the Return of the Jedi. So 83. And yeah, I got them all. So, here's
look at those, man. Those are sick.
Never
look at the Walklings.
Yeah, never been used. I mean, like
I love those retro 80 colors as well.
dude, they're just sick, man. You know, here's the Tatooine. Yeah, the sail barge one, the katana. I mean, it's even got Han and the little Endor action there, and then the Jabba the Hutt scene. I am missing one, so it was kind of weird. The fourth one of that set is like the Darth Vader, Emperor, Luke kind of final fight. That's the last one, and apparently this case that he had, he had like 9 sets of just 3 glasses, so he didn't have any of that like fourth one. But I looked on, and dude, I got them all for $20 total.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, there we go.
So that was kind of my score. And then I got a few other things. I've been keeping up with the Hallmark ornaments, and
it's about that time of year, man.
It is, man. So they just kind of dropped their July stuff, Christmas in July. They have that whole promotion, and I got the Rise of Skywalker, you know, C-3PO, Babu picked up that. The only other one that I want to get this year is the Mandalorian Boba Fett throne one. They got an ornament of that I want to get. And then last thing for the pickup, I got something that you and I are very jacked up on. Maybe not the toys. I doubt you're going to get much of this merch. This is the only merch I really wanted to get, was the Ecto one.
Hell yeah, baby.
So there it is. So the Ecto one from the Afterlife movie, and
with the
side gunner. It's cool, man. I mean, dude, I'll buy. I want to army build Ecto ones. Like I think that's just like, out of all it's even more iconic than like the DeLorean. Like as far as like movie vehicles, I could literally army build Ecto ones. I think that's sweet. And yeah, $30.
What's funny to me is I just noticed that, and I didn't mean to cut you off there. And I think you saw on what's that little app that shows what movies you watch? Pocketbook or something?
Letterboxd.
Sorry. And I saw that you had watched Ghostbusters 2 as well recently.
Oh, yeah. Did you get Amy?
Yeah. And so the thing is how different the Ecto 1 is in Ghostbusters 2. It has all the different like LED panels and things like that. Very interesting, because usually when you see Ecto 1, it's always the first iteration.
Yeah, beat up. And yeah, I definitely I need to get some more, Ghostbusters 2 Ecto 1, in my like some shelf presence. I think it's just called like Ecto 1B, or I it's like 1A, 1B. I don't know. But yeah, that one's sick. And then you got the Answer the Call Ecto 1, which is, a little bit dressed up too.
It's a cool hearse at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm pumped to have it. And it was all by itself. They didn't have anything else out, and it was like over by the Barbie. So like someone grabbed it and was like stashing it, kind of situation. So I got pretty lucky on that. So
is it Plasma Series brand, or what is it?
No, it's just like a basic line that Hasbro is doing, kind of thing. Okay, well, let's get into Star Wars. Make sure I hit the right transition there. Okay, so Black Series. So not a whole lot to cover as far as reveals and whatnot, but there were a couple rumors courtesy of Yak Face. We got some more stuff in the credit collection. So rumor is Armor and Grand Moff Gideon. So I not to like beat this to death, but I just have no interest in the credit collection stuff. I open them, so the card back doesn't do anything for me either. But
you would have to assume that they're selling, at least if they're going to make another run at it, right? Because to me, like you had said, it doesn't do anything for me. But they love their money.
Yeah.
Why would they pump out more unless they obviously have some good metrics showing that the other one sold well?
I think the majority of the people that collect Black Series are collecting these. I think I'm kind of an outlier for being like a Black Series collector, but not having any interest in the Carbonite set, and also being like strictly a loose Black Series collector. I don't know. I feel like there's probably more, mint mint on card, mint and box collectors and loose collectors for Black Series. So, people wanting to put them on their wall and maintain that card back. I bet it's floating some people's boats for sure. It just doesn't do anything for me as far as being a loose collector. Like the card is nice, and I like how they're taking like inspiration from those credit
art stills.
Yeah, it's that to me that's like the best part of it.
Yeah, I love concept art, so I mean, I guess I can see the appeal on that one.
Yep. And then another build out pack, Mandalorian branding. Looks like it's coming. These are all courtesy from Yak Face. So I do want to speculate on that. If we're getting another build out type pack, kind of like that Din Djarin one, what do you kind of predict? I have my thoughts, but what do you think, man?
So I'm going to throw this out there, and you can go ahead and mark it down. I'm pretty confident this will be the Boba Fett build-up pack. That will be the scarred Sarlacc armor as well as the new armor, kind of like a interchangeable pieces or a 2-pack. Yeah. I think it'll be Boba Fett.
Okay. That's what I would want.
Or Farmer Boba Fett with, the Nomad Boba Fett with the pieces that you can put on, type of thing. If that's the build-up pack type of idea they're going, but I think it's Fett.
Yeah. So I like what you just said. I didn't really think about that. I out of everything that I've kind of thought of and considered what it could be, that's actually, I think, what I would want the most. I would also like a Nomad, Boba Fett with some weapons, his staff, obviously, maybe even like a stormtrooper skull or something like that you could use as an accessory, or maybe put the Boba Fett armor on the Nomad somehow. I think that would be really awesome. But what I think it's going to be, and I bet my dick on it, I think it's going to be just that standard Walmart Jedi Luke with Grogu. I mean, that is
really. I thought the build-up pack means like you are leveling up type of thing. That's the way I'm thinking.
That's as low-hanging fruit as it gets. You want to talk about like there's no R&D cost. It's literally a repack.
Straight repack, yeah.
And especially with the Disney Plus behind the scenes series, like they might just be hitting that at the perfect time, like people getting excited again about that, that famous scene. And that's, we're going to get into the sideshow here in a minute, but that's coming, and I think people would want to recreate that. I think it's not like it's,
Well, wouldn't necessarily be a full repack then, because he comes with a brown cloak in the other one, so it would have to give him a black cloak. Yeah. They I'm sure they would retool it and everything a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty much all stuff that they have, at Hasbro, so to speak. It's just a matter of kind of tweaking and painting a little bit here and there, but I think it would sell well too. So I kind of think it's like a win-win one. But back to what you said, I think a Boba Fett one, the Nomad one in particular, I think would be awesome. And as we know, if it's something we want, it's something we won't get. So I guess we'll take the low-hanging fruit. Yeah.
Okay, and then just vintage collection, quite on the front there, but courtesy of Yak Face again. I always mix them up. So they have the carbonized, series, and looks like we're getting an armor, so similar to the Black Series, and then just code word the villain, which if they've done Cara Dune in that carbonized look, of course they can do Gideon. So
right.
And that makes sense since they just are getting the same treatment in 6-inch. So I don't know. Those will be Walmart again. Again, especially with the Black Series Juniors, I really don't have any interest in that carbonized thing when it's in the the smaller scale.
Yeah, and I know that there's some people that are straight TVC. That's
Yeah.
save save 3 3/4, and I may be getting a little hate on this. But how big are y'all's walls if y'all are sitting there displaying all of these? I mean, if you're completionist, where are you putting these things?
Right.
I would just like to know that, because this is something I don't think is necessary to have. Unless you're a completionist or something like that. But if this strikes your fancy and it's your thing, then by all means, I can't wait for the villain Carbonized to show up on your shelf.
Oh, hopefully it comes with some chicken.
Potentially. I would actually love to try Los Pollos Hermanos sometime. I bet it tastes good.
That's real?
I think there is one in Albuquerque, isn't there?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I thought they made a fake one, or not a fake one, but I think they you are using that to monetize, the
Sure.
store. But I'll try it.
Man, is not to get off topic, but is there like a third party 6-scale company that is made a good Gus?
I've not seen a Gustavo. I've seen, Jesse Walt and Saul. I think I've even seen like a knockoff Mike somewhere, but I've never seen a good Gus.
Yeah. Well, 3-0 did a Mike one, right?
They did not. It was somebody else, I think. Otherwise, I would have had it.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well,
but speaking of 3-0 and 6 scale, might as well talk about a big Star Wars reveal, right? We have Luke Skywalker Mando. Now shut the hell up, everybody. We finally have this, because everyone was saying, "Oh, I'm just waiting for Luke. I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting for that one. I don't need that." I got so tired of hearing that they're going to re-release him. They're going to re-release him. Well, your prayers have been answered, everybody. But let's be honest, this looks incredible. It's got kind of the different hair, which is I like the idea, and we maybe even talked about this, from The Mandalorian on Tube Talk and such. I love that they kind of gave him a different haircut, to differentiate from Return of the Jedi. I love that he looks different. And people are complaining already, of course. They're like, well, it's the CGI face. I was like, well, no one's ever really done Hamill the right way anyway. So, right. I mean, this looks great. You can look at it and tell immediately. But it's a DX, which is fantastic. So you get the moving eyes. You get that unbelievable little kind of walking through the door display base, which looks awesome. But this is incredible. And if you do get the deluxe special, you get a crumpled battle droid as well, which looks really, really good.
Yeah, how come they don't show that?
Scroll through a little more. But either way, it's just a crumpled battle droid, and I guess maybe it's the deluxe.
Right. Well. I had no idea about that kind of backdrop that comes with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Do most DXs have that?
Yeah, all DXs usually will come with something, whether it be they all come with like a little card or something. Like the Joker came with a playing card. Michael Jackson came with like an actual record that you could have.
Yeah.
The Star Wars ones come with like these little metal plates that are kind of cool. They all have something like that. And then there's usually like some type of diorama type base piece that goes with it. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks really good. And so now everyone just needs to shut the hell up because you got what you wanted. But I do think it's a miss if they don't include some type of R2-D2 or re-release R2-D2. I'm not a fan of re-releases. Everybody knows that. But if you're going to do this, just go ahead and blow the whole load and put R2 out as well. Scene. Yeah, so let's get that going. But Mando Luke is up if you want to go and grab that for pre-order. Only coming in 2023, so we'll see it then, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, no, it looks good. I'm kind of on the fence on it. I'm like we've talked about a few times, I'm recalibrating, my kind of hot toys and 6-scale collecting, and I'm still I'm basically going to be cherry picking the Star Wars because I want to get more franchises in my like hot toy 6-scale kind of present, so I'm really focusing on that right now.
But if you are looking for a Luke, I mean, this is the one to get if you don't have one already. I mean, this ticks all the boxes. And
I don't, and the Return of the Jedi, that Jedi Knight style has always been my favorite, and this is pretty close to it. So I'm probably gonna eventually get it. But yeah, dude, I have I got like 13 hot toys on pre-order that that are Star Wars that I'm already like, second guessing, and I'm like, oh man, did I really need that Ahsoka Clone Wars? And
you're not
stuff
second guessing
like
your Spider-Man though, right?
What's
you're
that?
29, you're not second guessing your
baby.
Spider-Man, right? Okay, good. We are in that one, brother.
Dude, that one's gonna be that'll be on my list in whatever 2022 for figure of the year, just because of that display base alone, man. Just dude, having computer monitors and background, I think that's so cool. Like that's so Tony Stark style,
Yeah, I mean it's gonna have multiple purposes and uses, but sorry to derail on that, but yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let me hit the proper transition. We'll go to tipping the scales. All right.
So we've been given updates about this, Dave. We've been talking about the Jazz Inc. Vulture, and Jazz Inc. does some incredible things. Iron Scavenger, what it's called, but I wanted to bring this back up because the Jazz Inc. Vulture is shipping now, and I think it's important that if you want to get in on this incredible figure with a 4-foot wingspan, now is the time. It's only $549. I don't think that is bad at all, and I'll tell you, I went ahead and ordered mine today. I'm in. I went ahead and got mine. I think I've seen some of the reviews on it, and I think that it's going to be a massive piece to it. It's a glaring hole in your collection if you don't have this one and you have other Spidey figures, especially if he happens to make an appearance again, in the other Spider-Man movies. So that's available. The Jazz Inc. Vulture will start shipping. So if you want to, just go ahead and drop a deposit, put a pre-order in at Jazz Inc. It's worth it. So I'm going to be looking forward to coming. That really nice LED lights. I mean, it looks cool. It looks really cool.
That's got to be, very limited on where you can put that. Like that's got to be on top of the detops, and that's it, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking already in my head of where it's going to be, but I mean, I'm all for competition, that, and this is the first foray into 6-scale figures that Jazz Inc. has done. So it's got the jackets fully leather, which is awesome. That's an upgrade from what Hot Toys does. All those different display stands. I got LEDs that are super bright. Looks beautiful. So that's coming there. But I wanted to say this. I put a picture on there. We talked last week that Cyborg is up for order, pre-order, and you're like, why don't you guys ever talk about DC? Why isn't there anything you guys ever mention here? Well, this is why. And I think this is interesting. This is why we don't talk about DC and why it doesn't get a lot of love here. And that's why DC does not get a lot of love from Hot Toys. The bottom picture is you can see people lined up to order their Iron Man Mark I. And then the next one, same time. These were taken at the exact same time, same place, different releases. The other one's for Cyborg. It's just not there. There is no desire for those. And I'm going to be honest with you. Because the Cyborg is releasing and people are trying to jump back on the Justice League trend, I might be flipping mine, pricing for profit predictions, just because I don't really have a desire to grab Cyborg as well. Just don't have much of attachment to it. So I might be shipping my Justice League out.
Interesting. Okay. I know that's been kind of something that you've went back and forth with a few times, but it's interesting that, here's your opportunity to finally complete it. And then now you're leaning on getting out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not getting rid of the DC. I still love my Batman because, my Batman, my Dark Knight, all those different things. I love those Jokers. But I just don't have a real strong connection with the Justice League figures. And as much as I love the Snyder Cut, I don't know if I'm going to be loving it in 2 years when Cyborg comes out. And because people are looking to scoop these back up again to complete their line, now's the time to capitalize potentially for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, are we even getting a Snyder? I'm so out of the loop with DC media. So the Snyder verse, that's dead in the water, right? Or is it still kind of how
you've seen all the memes of them making fun of Warner Brothers for having no concept of what the fans want or need or anything like that. So do I think it'll happen? No. I'm hopeful that, Suicide Squad is good. People are talking some good things about that. I'll be excited to see that in theaters next week. So yeah, I'd be shocked if anything more came of it. I know they're already trying to reboot Superman, reboot Batman, all those things.
Right.
And it just, that ship has sailed.
Funny you said Suicide Squad. So I didn't realize that it's going to HBO Max the same day it's going to the theaters. So
I didn't know that until today.
Yeah, I wonder when that's gonna like start slowing down. You know, where like they stop doing that because you know when stuff starts opening up, like they gotta stop doing that. Like I would, you know, I would like to say I'm gonna make my way out to the movie theater to see Suicide Squad, but no, I'm probably gonna just watch that from my couch. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but to play devil's advocate, I loved being in the chair. I really
I
did.
know. Yeah.
But do I want to watch it for free on HBO Max as opposed to paying 30, $40 for popcorn and a seat and another
Right.
ticket?
And are you buying all the like? I know you just kind of like said to health Rotten Tomatoes, but what it was like 100% all the critic reviews like
Absolutely not buying that. Mainly because I've never forgiven the critics for Last Jedi, so I'll never forgive them for that.
yeah. I mean, dude, James Gunn, man, he's the goods, dude, and I'm really
I've actually read an unbiased review of it, and they said if you're thinking this is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, it's not. It's fun, right. It's exciting, but his magnum opus essentially is Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't go in and thinking it's that, just because you don't. There's too many characters to try to establish and build up, and I think that's what is this movie's going to suffer from. Everyone knows Harley, everyone knows a couple of them, but there's so many random ass characters that you need to try to develop in the span of 2 hours that I think is going to struggle a little bit, but it might be a fun ride.
Yeah. I'm predicting the only parallels you're probably going to be able to drive or, pull out of Suicide Squad and Guardians is going to be the comparable, soundtrack selection.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're probably going to have a fire soundtrack.
Yeah, dude, the licensing rights on getting certain songs are going to be through the roof because they his stuff he always has just awesome music. All right, dude. Well, yeah, man, you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting this episode, dude.
Yeah, well, why don't you help me out on this, man? Because I want to talk about the Galactus Watch before we get into the rest of the legends. Yeah. So I liked last week that we talked about that, and we kind of go let people know. And I told you right around the first of the month, we're going to have a big spike because people sometimes get paid at the first of the month. And we did. And so now with 27 days to go, I mean, all they need is 14 a day, I think. If I did my math right, I kind of suck at math, so I'm not 100% sure.
You definitely did not do your math right. They need more than 14 backers a day to get to 14,000. But it's on pace.
Oh, I did 400. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely on pace. What I did kind of all the data that's been happening from last week. So last week to this week, there's been about like 1,200 more backers, and that's basically what they need. A little bit over 1,000 backers a week, to hit this 14,000. And what I found interesting is when they finally revealed, a tier, you would think that, releasing, or revealing your first tier, you should see a big uptick. There really wasn't. And, we can go into that, that first tier, but I personally think that the tiers are way too high. I think that
the figure in general is too high because you can't army build it. You can't army build it.
I do think it will get funded, but I do not think that it's going to meet all of the, all the tiers that, however many tiers they have in mind. They ain't going to hit all of them.
And I think it's funny because, we, as you had mentioned, Nova's the first tier, and they tease Silver Surfer being the second tier. But, we already technically have 2 Silver Surfers. I think they knew that, they're not getting to that second tier, so no one's going to be too butthurt about that. And I think that's strategically why, Nova is the first tier. But yeah, man.
Yeah, let me pull up that Nova. So, I mean, and it looks great. For some reason, I thought we already had a Nova. I mean, poser alert. But I was like, yeah, like great. Like we're getting basically essentially, repaints with, as tiers. But we never had this, so this is like a brand new figure, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely eye catching. I think it looks really good with the color schemes and all those things. But what did that one have to be? 15,000 to get that one?
I think so. And, on that live stream, I believe it was Dan, he said, he kind of hinted at like, hey, we left a lot of room on this image for more tiers. So like just looking at it aesthetically, like, okay, like there's going to probably be one in every corner then, so
the 4 heralds. So
they're probably doing 4 6-inch type figures as tiers. I still would be interested to see, if they could do a tier like that's just about Galactus, like adding like, I don't know, like lightning effects or, kind of some effects, for
Galactus, like a little
Galactus.
planet for his hand or something.
Something, or like, a cool, like a chair, or, just something additional, other than just more 6-inch figures. That Silver Surfer, I mean, it might be painted a little bit different, sure, but
it'll be like the third Mando hot toy, just extra chrome this time.
Yeah, and I know it's more like newer Herald, but like I would love to see a Cosmic Ghost Rider like that.
Oh yeah,
that'd be sick. So even if you just threw him in there without the bike, I think would be pretty cool. But definitely not that's on a tier. That's not going to make people,
And let's be honest, those single figures will end up being released eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing to hide there or to miss. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll see. Is there anything you're going to be looking for in these next 27 days that will either be telling of it not being funded, or you think something will happen at the end? Anything you're looking for?
No. I fear that we're not going to get until meeting that 14,000 until it's already kind of like a couple days left. And, they already let us know what the first tier is. So what will they let us know what the second tier is before we cross over to the first tier? It was, I'm trying to remember, like, if we've gotten the first tiers, knowing about the first tier before we met, the previous one. So I don't know if this is something that they just always did and I never paid attention to it, but it seems like they kind of showed their hand a little bit too early, on this first tier.
This is something that I think we need to actually legit take into consideration, is that I'm not going to step on any of our Marvel friends' feet or piss them off, but I almost want this to fail because I worry what the gateway is going to be for the Rancor. That's the one I really want. And if they make an unrealistic unlock level for the Rancor, then we may not get that one. And I would much rather not get this and actually have an attainable Rancor number, because if this gets back, then it's going to be 20,000 to unlock the Rancor or something ridiculous like that.
Yep. And just to put numbers out there, the Sentinel finished at 21,000 backers. The Razor Crest, I think, is the leader, 28,000. I mean, there's no way Galactus is going near either of those. And then, what is this? The Hero Quest game? That was just like a monetary pledge. That wasn't like a backers. The Sail Barge, I don't think it was just 5,000 plus.
Yeah.
It showed that. I think that got around 7,000 possibly, and then the Unicron looks like that was 10,000 plus. So, man, I mean, to your point, I think the Rancor, they're going to do something stupid high for the Rancor. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in that 15,000 for just getting it funded off the bat.
And that's the danger of moving the goalposts all the time, is that eventually, you're going to hit something. Granted, Cookie Monster, forgive me, I'll own that one for not knowing the Cookie Monster. But, you have to have something kind of slow the momentum down. Otherwise, you'll just keep making it unattainable, and something eventually will be unfunded. And I don't want it to be the Rancor, because I actually want that one.
Would you? Are you going to get that, the Rancor?
If I see it and it's what I want it to be, I would love it to be a seamless, type of. I mean, if it's lit, then absolutely I will. Because it could double
Rancor.
Yeah. I mean, especially it could double, as a 6-scale baby Rancor or something like that. So we'll see. But
I'll be getting it regardless.
Yeah, and I want that because, Star Wars is my bread and butter. And so we're going to talk HeroQuest. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, we're a fucking board game channel podcast now. But here you go, producer Matt. HeroQuest game system. I'm sure you're a big gamer. So yeah, it's just this would be like Dungeons and Dragons, basically, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that. Like I love the idea of sitting down and like learning how to play like a board game, like, and spending hours and hours. But like, dude, I don't have the time to do it. There's no way I can spend 6 hours or whatever playing a board game.
That thing got 3 times the amount of funding needed.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they only that's crazy, right? They only needed $1 million and they got almost $4 million.
That's insanity. But like you said, I just don't have the time to play them. But I guess if that's your weekend thing and you get the boys and girls together to do your thing, then yeah, man, enjoy for real.
Yeah, and I mean the different looks like it was kind of this seems very more like in line with a true Kickstarter where you're pledging actual money, versus like being just a backer. I guess it's all the same. Okay. Well, that was that. There you go, producer Matt. So you're too late. You're gonna have to go to eBay. Funding is closed on that. What else do we got here?
Yeah, just wanted to talk real quick a bit about some of the legends that we have. What If is going to be debuting next week, I think, and all the retailers and all the companies are out there just blowing their loads all over the place with everything.
Just all over the place.
All over the place, messy as hell. But so we got a What If wave coming, and I know that people were super hyped about the Diamond Select Uatu, but the Build-A-Figure for the What If wave is Uatu, and I think that looks a lot better than the actual Uatu. I don't know if there's an actual picture of him on there, but these are all the What If characters. So we got Zombie Cap, we got Spider Strange, Captain Carter, the Hydra Stomper. I'm interested to kind of see how the show goes. But apparently, I mean, they're all in on this because Hot Toys is doing them. This is doing it. Funko's doing them. Everybody's doing them.
Yeah.
What are we can talk about it next week, but what are your thoughts on What If? Do you think people are putting too much into it? I mean,
no, not at all, man. When they revealed their kind of slate, for Disney Plus, this was one of the first, things they mentioned. We knew Loki and WandaVision, but and then it was this series, and this is the one that I was like, I want to say that I was the most excited about Loki, and all said and done, that is my favorite to date so far that we've gotten out of Marvel, by the way. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Just new, fresh stuff. I love the idea of it. It kind of reminds me of that show that I like, that Robots, Love and Death, Netflix. Where it's like different animation studios do just little shorts, and this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And I'm pumped, dude. You give me a fucking like a What If, like Marvel Zombies, dude. Like that's the one I'm really excited about. I will 100% be getting this cap. I think it's so cool. When Dan and Ryan and Dwight were talking about it on the live and how he's got like literally like holes through his legs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brand new sculpt. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, there's a lot of art, like design work that went into it. I mean, all of them are really cool, whether it be, Star-Lord, T'Challa. I mean, they look cool. And there you can see the Uatu head. I think this is going to be a solid fire wave for sure.
This is going to be getting everyone in the feels though when, because this is the last thing that he recorded.
Yeah, it's his actual voice for sure.
Yeah, so this is I'm sure they'll have a nice tribute at the end of that episode as well. But yeah, this is just a fun wave. I mean, this is kind of to me like what toys should be, just like super fun. What were we talking about the other day when we were like those Clone Wars, Tartakovsky, the Grievous and the Mace,
yep.
I could see it being like this. Like this is kind of like cartoony enough, but still
stylized a little bit. It kind of gives me the End of the Spider-Verse wave vibe, if you
Yep.
remember it like that. A little more stylized, obviously, because it's a different type of animation. But I even told you in text that I think this wave will be non-existent on the shelves, simply because, for one, the wave's cool. But the Build-A-Figure, you can army build those. So any type of Build-A-Figure that you try to army build, that being Uatu, I worry about whether or not these will be available readily.
Yeah, this is going to be a hot wave. I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of the wave.
Especially if the show takes off as well, yeah.
Right. Do you think that as far as the role playing, we're going to get a Union Jack shield?
Of course, they love to redo their shields, and especially they'll probably just redo the Star-Lord helmet as well, and just call it the T'Challa Star-Lord helmet. Anything they can repack. So
right. Yeah, what was the other ones? Oh yeah, the Spidey. He's a zombie hunter. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really. I'm interested in the show of that one, but the figure doesn't do much for me. Doctor Strange. I'm guessing he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, but it calls it Doctor Strange Supreme. I mean, I thought he is the Sorcerer Supreme, so yeah. I mean, I don't really see that, but I mean, they're letting it all hang out. I think the Nebula is cool as well. I love how they just kind of put some hair over her metal face to hide her. No one else will know it's her. But that should be a good wave, man. I really think it should be. The only other thing I want to say is another exclusive, which, talking about the Iron Scavenger, Target is getting a redo of the Vulture from MCU. And if you happen to miss that Homecoming wave, where it was the wings were the Build-A-Figure, here's another opportunity for you. And so this lovely Target exclusive, you can get the Vulture now with the wings, new upgraded paint apps. And I was really on the fence about all the kind of deluxe figures that they started to do. I think they started that with Monster Venom, a year ago.
Yeah.
And they've really kind of embraced it, and I'm kind of more on board with it. But I think we just have to know that most Build-A-Figures are going to be released like this.
Right.
And usually it's an upgrade, so I'm cool with it. Especially a Target exclusive, you'll never see it, so it's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it should just give you the reassurance that you don't have to be a completist, if you don't want to. Like, if you're like, oh, I want to build the figure though. Well, you don't have to buy those 3 other figures out of
that Rock Python.
Yeah. You don't need Rock Python.
I remember when you yelled at me, like, it's Serpent Society, bro. You made me feel that big when I didn't remember who Rock Python was.
But that's exactly it. Like, dude, there's not a lot of people that wanted Rock Python, but everyone wanted to build whatever the Build-A-Figure was. You know what I mean?
That one. Yep, that was Professor Hulk. I remember that one.
And dude, this is great. I mean, this is a much more MCU accurate Vulture for sure. Like, the figure wise, the wings and stuff look, I'm sure they, weathered the wings a little bit, but like the wings from the previous Build-A-Figure were like accurate enough for me, but the figure definitely, this figure looks great, and I love that he's got his electro guns or whatever. I think that's pretty rad.
That looks good, and I would love for them to get a Keaton head sculpt eventually, just because we need that. We need that.
And then dude, we got our next. This is a surprise, dude. They showed a lot of stuff, man.
They did, man.
The Hand Ninja. So, this is what, the 4th or 5th kind of army builder,
we had the AIM people. We had the which one? The Hellfire. There's these. I think there's one more, but yeah, this is definitely like the 3rd or 4th one.
Yeah, I mean, not to get off topic here, but like, why aren't they doing that with Stormtroopers? Why aren't they doing that with Star Wars? But this one does look good. Like, this is definitely, I think, going to be the most popular one out of all of those. I mean, because it's so versatile. You can use this for G.I. Joe. You can, you know what I mean? Like, the photography
is awesome. You don't have to worry about Stiltman legs being in the way.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think, like, aesthetically, like, I'd rather like a darker colored ninja than a bright red, ninja garb. Like I want like a more subtle looking ninja. So like, yeah, I'll be going after this. Hopefully it's something that they can just kind of an evergreen stock of and just never sell out of them. So because this one's rad, I would be getting these for GI Joe for sure. And then what else do they got? Oh yeah, Binary, right?
Yeah, I think that one's a Walgreens exclusive, but I mean that one looks cool.
Yeah.
But once again, it confirms the fact that I would never be able to stay in the Legends game because there are just too many coming fast and furious. I would never be able to keep up because I was such a completist back in the day, and I mean I would be absolutely miserable trying to catch up with these. It was, I think, the Stepford Cuckoos is where I officially bailed out on because I couldn't ever get those stinking things.
Sure. Yeah, dude, those I do remember hunting those down. Those were a bitch. That I think that was like around the same kind of time as the Commander Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and, you're right.
He was pretty hard to get to.
So last thing I'll say from the Marvel is that, we talked about a lot with the what if things, and we already talked that there's 6 scale versions of, Hydra Stomper, Spider Strange coming from Hot Toys. So it's the same things. We've kind of shown those available from the summer showcase, but a release that people are excited about is the battle damaged Thanos, and they've released the stills of it. This looks good, man. I already have one. I don't have room for a second one, but that kind of defeated head sculpt that he has, I think if you keep going through there, you'll see his defeated look. And I mean, it's just a special look there it is. I wish I could have that, just the head sculpt.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool. So that's one I'm not going to be getting, but it looks good.
Yeah. That one looks nice, man.
Yeah. Just too big. Don't have enough room for 2 Thanos or Thani, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Okay, well, and yeah, dude, like we said, we got dumped on by the Legends team. The Hydra Stomper looks great. We won't show it. I mean, if you want to see it, you can just go to any Instagram site or whatnot. But that Hydra Stomper is pretty sick. Okay, well, leftovers, Dave's leftovers. Let's go to this. Okay. That's so great.
I love the grunt and the.
That's awesome. Okay, so Trick or Treat Studios, a company we don't get to spend enough time talking about, and they had their, everyone's doing their own kind of San Diego Comic-Con stuff, and they had their own Comic-Con or show, and it was a YouTube live deal. It was like 30 minutes. It was a fun watch. They had like everyone from, their company talking about, what's coming down the pipe and whatnot. And a few things that I wanted to kind of showcase. We covered, they released a Captain Spaulding from the House of a Thousand Corpses, super basic figure. I mean, it is in that, smaller scale, but very basic, like 5 points of articulation, kind of basic. And it didn't really look that great. And I kind of was like, well, I would rather want like a NECA style House of a Thousand Corpses, Captain Spaulding and whatnot. But these are very basic. And I said, well, okay, if I see it on, the shelf on Target, I'll probably buy it. They released, the rest of the figures of that wave. I mean, we got Baby Firefly, Otis, Dr. Satan, and the Professor. They look fun, man, but all this makes me just want nicer 6-inch ones.
Right. I mean, it's got everything that you want. The colors are there, the characters are there, and if you could just do it, the poses are just a little too vanilla, I think. If they were more like dynamic power pose type things, I think there may be something a little bit better. But yeah, I see where you're lacking, but I mean, the colors and everything are definitely there.
They're just too basic. And dude, like, how funny is this? Like, like some of the paint is there. Like these are very basic figures, but like, dude, you look at Dr. Satan, like, dude, like the fact that he has like the yellow on his screwdriver right there, like that's in his pocket. That's impressive to me. Like, what, but when you got like a Marvel Legends, like they won't even paint like a revolver that's on someone's hip. They won't even paint that. That's just the same color as the guy's pants most of the time. But like this has a yellow handle screwdriver. Like that's cool. But again, I want a nicer bench, a little more articulation. But it's still cool. Again, if I see these on the shelf, I will buy all of them just because I have zero, kind of House of Thousand Corpse presence in my collection. I think it'd be rad to have some. And then I don't have any images of this, but the other stuff that I wanted to talk about that I was pretty excited about that they were doing is, we already have a few Michael Myers 6 scale figures from their offerings. We have Halloween 1, 4, 5, and the 2018 Rob Zombie, or no, that's a David Gordon Green ones. We have those offerings, and they're great. I do want to get the Halloween 1. I want to get that one. I'm not.
You said that's your definitive Michael, right?
Dude, to be honest, 2 is like probably my favorite.
Okay.
But yeah, 4 and 5, no thanks. The David Gordon Green one, no thanks. And they are doing Halloween 2 and Halloween 6. So I can't wait for those to drop. I will definitely be going after that 2, but part of me is kind of like, I kind of just want to get them all.
Right. Are they different enough to where you can justify it is the question. And I'm one to talk, that, but
right.
Still.
And I mean, some of them are like, I think 5's the one that's like really like that very much is different, but 1 and 2's not too different. I mean, even the David Gordon Green, the 2018 one, like that's not that different, and then and you'll appreciate this, a Sam Trick or Treat from Trick or Treat. So in the 6 scale, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm apologies that I don't have any graphics. They only had like the YouTube video. They didn't really have like other sites had pictures of it yet. But did you happen to see that one? Because I think you're a fan of Trick or Treat, right?
Right. I had not seen that yet, and I'm eager to kind of scour it. But as I've always honked, my Replay Toy friends, they pretty much always have every Trick or Treat piece that comes in. So if you ever want to make your way over here, Dave, you can pretty much find these in your retail store and be able to hold them in your hands. So just let me know.
So like, I got to ask you, does that like, because I don't think you have like any kind of horror stuff 6 scale in your collection, right?
I don't. And I mean, talk about the werepups, being silly, right. I might get that, but being serious, I don't have any horror representation. I would be very inclined. I know you said you didn't like the 2018 one, but that weathered Michael look is something I would go for. I do like that one.
Yeah.
Just because I like the realism of that. But no, I don't have anything, but I don't know if I ever will or not. But I'm starting to branch out to other properties, as you know,
right,
and kind of see kind of how that feels. But depending if the right thing lands, you never know, man. You never know.
Okay. Well, I mean, that gives us to a good transition on our kind of Predator hunt list, because, like you just said, I'm very much branching out, and I'm all in on kind of going after, trying to get stuff in my collection from other franchises that I've like not really like neglected to have in my toy room, but I've just been so focused on like my rules and like I got to maintain these rules, otherwise I just fucking spend a ton of like an insane amount of money. So
right.
I felt like I had to stay within these guidelines, and I'm still doing that, but I'm just, rationalizing here and, making sacrifices here on, okay, well, instead of like collecting every single Black Series figure like I was doing 2 years ago, I'm not doing that anymore. So now I can kind of branch out. and go after different shit. Like that's how I justified getting that Hannibal Lecter Blitzway figure, which is, dude, I had some people over this weekend, and that was like the figure that everyone kind of like gravitated to.
Really? That's cool to know. That's cool to know.
Yeah, in my DTOF collection. And dude, it's a great figure. So to that point on my Predator list, some 3-0 figures. I am actively looking for, I believe you have them, the Jesse Pinkman and the Walt figures by 3-0. I would love to get that exclusive. I don't know if it was a suit. Yeah, was that a Comic-Con?
I think so, just because the prices are so outrageous. I think they're that limited. They have to be an exclusive because I throw down when I need to, but even that, I just can't justify it for those two, especially when I got the other ones.
That is officially on my Grail list. That's
cool. Glad to know. Is those if you go Breaking Bad, are those the ones that you're going to get, or would you want the other like street clothes ones versions as well?
I mean, I think I'll eventually get just the normal ones. Like, I can get them. I think they're, around like $300 a piece. Like I'll probably get those in the next month or two, but yeah, Grail wise for 6 scale, that
cool
set is on there now. And the Blitzway Ghostbusters are on there now. So
really, okay. This is funny story. Speaking of, the hunt list is, I always kind of, because, I kind of am looking around for the Ecto one, not actively pursuing it. Yeah. But I keep a notification whenever anything Blitzway comes on. So I get notifications. But there was, the Ghostbuster 4-pack for $99 was the starting bid. I was like, I wonder where this is. I don't know if you saw that one or not, but it's for local pickup only in California. So not only do you have to win the bid, but you have to go pick it up locally. So I was like,
right.
I can see, that going for a fair price, but yeah, I'm always interested to kind of see what they land at.
Well, if you do, I got family in Cali, man. So I'll have them pick it up for you if you want it. But
I may need to, man. I may need to.
Okay. And then lastly, dude, I same as you on my watch list on eBay. Just a classic Marty, the Hot Toy one. That was one that I saw at that Frank and Sons collectible show, and I was like, dude, I fucking need this in my collection. I don't know if I need, the Back to the Future 2 ones. But I definitely want to get the classic Marty and classic Doc Brown. I feel
there is no classic Doc Brown. It's only Back to Future 2 version of Doc, and which is why I have the Back to the Future 2 one, because there's no one to accompany the first Marty. And so if you're going to have them together, you might as well have them together. Right. But I will say that as far as what you get with the original Marty, I mean, you get the camcorder, you get the the vest, you get so much with that one. You get a bunch with all of them. I mean, they're both sick figures, but yeah, the Marty Fly's sick.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got a bunch of stuff on pre-order. I mean, I think Mighty Mouse or someone said it in the chat, like everyone was pre-ordering so much stuff the last 2 weeks. We've just had so much, dude. There's so many crowdfunding things going on. Mattel's doing that ring thing. And I don't think it's doing well, by the way. I don't think it's going to get funded. Just a lot of companies dropping stuff right now, obviously with their kind of Comic-Con stuff. But do you got any other good stuff on pre-order?
As far as pre-order, I think I told you that I have that President Loki on pre-order. Yeah. I do have Ronan the Accuser, that other third, I think Galactic Warlord was his name. I told you that Vulture, Iron Scavenger, is technically pre-order, but they're going to be shipping that soonish. My dog's barking. But as far as pre-orders, the thing I'm probably most looking forward to when it eventually comes available is Captain Rex. I think that's going to be a huge one that a lot of people want, and surprised he hasn't shown up yet, especially because we got the 501st, but it could be any time.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that one. That's one that I got too. Out of my pre-orders, the one thing I kind of wanted to highlight, I hit on the San Diego, Mattel exclusive stuff, and this is my first time buying anything on, I think it's Mattel Creations. Is there Hasbro Pulse? Mattel. I've never purchased anything on their website before. I was pleasantly surprised. They had a beautiful splash page countdown, and it just went boom, right to their page of all of their exclusives. Much easier to navigate than when Hasbro Pulse, it's going to go up between 1 and 4. Good luck, kind of thing, And there was a countdown, which I really appreciated. And I got I was going for the Sergeant Slaughter because that's to me, that's the G.I. Joe one that I had, and that's the one that I want. Will we get that same one in, G.I. Joe Classified? Probably, but I want to bank on at least securing this one in case they do like some weird Fortnite bullshit color scheme.
Right, you got to make sure to cover your ass on that.
And then, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm keeping this one in package, like until Classified releases theirs.
I see you working. Okay.
And then if Classified releases theirs, well, I'll buy that. And then I'm going to definitely be selling off the Mattel one because, I mean, the packaging is just too sweet on it. Someone's going to want it. I think it's already going, like it's getting scalped pretty hard, I think, right now. Just people, with their pre-ordered orders are already selling on eBay, which is like another thing. And then I said, fuck it. I like Scareglow. And then I bought that Scareglow exclusive too. And dude, it is sweet. I don't have any of the Origin figures. I don't know if you've been watching the show, but yeah, I watched the first couple episodes on the show. Love the animation style. But yeah, and I was like, well, screw it. I bought the Scareglow too. So those are the two things I'm pretty pumped to get, like, that I pre-ordered.
Well, look at you. I'm pretty excited for that. And I like you said, I think the Slaughter's coming Classified. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you can, flip it around and maybe make a little bit of profit. You never know.
Yeah, man. And yeah, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I just bought a wrestling figure and Masters of the Universe figure. Like, two things I do not collect at all. And that's like what I'm the most excited about. So hopefully this isn't like a fucking crazy rabbit hole.
Well, I'll tell you about rabbit holes and things that I think that are crazy I never thought I would do. So I went and bought a bunch of cameras for my house to put up. And for some reason, I love whenever someone comes to the door, I can see exactly who it is. If there's movement in the garage, I know.
Sure.
If and so I'm always checking on it. Just I feel like I'm getting lost in there. We were at the movies and it said someone's at the door. I was like, oh god. and so I'm always checking it. So I've come into an absolute insane person, watching my little security footage. But it's do you have any cameras? You ever done anything like that?
Yeah, I got all the Ring stuff. Like I have more of them.
All mine is Ring. All mine's Ring. Yeah.
I have more of them at our cabin up north. And every morning, my alarm goes off. Well, not alarm, but notification, and I just have like wild horses just walking through my yard.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm a fan of the Ring stuff too. But okay, well let's you want to tell the folks about our top 3 for next week? That's going to be
so in honor of the Marvel What If series, we are doing a special top 3 of What If a Star Wars story. So we're going to bring you our top 3. Drago needs to shut his hell up right now. He's barking. We're going to be giving you our top 3 what if scenarios from Star Wars. And so I was thinking about it today. I kind of sent it over to you, Dave, to kind of start thinking of, and I feel like I got some absolute heat to bring you next week.
Okay.
I would be surprised if people don't steal their little logo. I've already got the logo created. If Marvel doesn't call me up, I'm sorry, Star Wars call me up, give me a job, because they're apparently doing that now, hiring YouTubers, to work at Lucasfilm. Yeah. So give me a call, guys. I'm right here with your storyboard, all kinds of stuff. But yes, next week, the top 3 what if some Star Wars stories. It's going to be a good time.
And let us know, if you guys are hopping on the show for next week, have them ready. And then, when we're doing our segment, I'll throw up the little banner there, and you can drop in your ideas too in the comments, and we'll read them. Because, I love it when we do the top 3s kind of like that, where it's real we're kind of creating, ideas or speculation or something like that. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. And dude, banger episode. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We appreciate everybody. And that'll do it. We'll see you guys on episode 55 next week. See you guys.
Later.